Hello, YouTube friend. Well, the other day I was thinking about substrate. That's the kind of thing us fish people think about, substrate. As you know, I have just a huge variety of substrates.
I have this black, like a black Tahitian sand in this tank. That's just plain sand, very fine grain. Makes it easy for the fish to sift through it. I also have a combination of coral and shells in the grow out tank. Not quite as easy for the fish to sift through that. It was cichlid specific when I bought it, Caribbean Sea. You know, in hindsight, I probably should have gone with sand all around, even though it is a pretty substrate. In this tank, I have aragonite. I have a gray and white aragonite, and it releases minerals into the water, which helps with the buffering. I like the way it looks. It's also a Caribbean Sea product, I believe. Very easy for the fish to sift through.
But I wanted to get someone else's opinion about substrate, so I reached out to a friend of mine, Adam Hill, whom you know on YouTube as Adam C. Check out his channel. And I asked him about substrate because I really like the substrate in his tank. I like his tank in general, his fish combination. They're just simply beautiful. So Adam C., tell us a little bit about your thoughts on substrate.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Adam C. here. Thanks to Ben for having me on today. So Ben wanted me to touch on favorite type of substrate in my tanks and why it's my favorite. So let's check it out. This is my 220 gallon show tank. I have 3 tanks which I would consider show tanks, and in all of them I use a sandy substrate. There's 3 reasons for that. One is I prefer the way sand looks compared to gravel, but the main 2 reasons are for the benefit of the fish in the given tank. These are haps in here, and these guys prefer to eat by sand sifting, meaning whatever food they can't eat, out of the water once it hits the ground, they pick up a mouthful of sand and they sift whatever food they can out of it, and then they spit the sand out of their gills. So if they have gravel, they can't really participate in that natural behavior. As well as breeding. I do have several breeding tanks here, and these fish like to dig breeding pits. They're just circular pits they dig in the sand, and it kind of claims their space to the other fish, saying that they're using this space to breed. For sand, that works very, very well for them. It's very natural, and they can make those pits very easily. If it's gravel, it's a little bit more difficult. They have to pick out, stone by stone, and it just doesn't feel as natural to me. So that's the reasons that I use a sandy substrate. Not saying there's anything wrong with the other substrates, but that's what I prefer for my fish. So thanks to Ben for having me on today, and see you guys next time.
That's looking epic. As always, thank you so much for participating in the collaboration. And that's it for now, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in.